Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this wide world of ours, and welcome to the Dynamite post show. I am your host, Raz. That is my guest host, Stephen. Stephen, my friend, how are you?
I am doing great, buddy. How you been doing?
I am alive, I am breathing, I am here, I am ready, and ready to discuss another episode of Dynamite after some time off that we've had. What's been keeping you busy lately?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much at all, my friend. Just things going on at the house and all that, my friend.
Fair enough. We've got our lonely guard over on Twitch, Alex, with us in the chat. Thank you for joining us, Alex. It's always good to see you. Hope you're having a good night/day. Did you get my delivery, Alex? Because he should be on his way back to you. But yes, we were in Wichita. Well, not Wichita. We were doing. Winter is coming in Kansas today. What were your thoughts?
Is it Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri?
Kansas City. It was, what kind of arena was it? He said, sorry, no, because if he shows up at my property, I'm having a fishing net waiting for him. Fair enough. Kansas City. I think it was Kansas City. Give me a sec. It's coming 2024. That was the Kansas City T-Mobile Center in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to ask him where the lie is. Where's the lie? Fair enough. So we're at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas, in the city. On paper, what did you think of this card?
It was a stacked card, my friend. It was a pretty stacked card.
Yep. Obviously, we've still got the Continental Classic going on, and we've got a women's title match as well. So, going to be good. Like, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a good show. Might as well start by getting straight into it. The first match was Pac and Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. And you froze for a second there.
Yeah, I will tell you, I froze for a minute there.
Oh. So our first match was Pac and Moxley versus Jay White and Orange Cassidy, with Christian watching from a suite upstairs in the T-Mobile Center. Good match. Weird tag team to have to have Jay White and Cassidy teaming together, but I guess that's one of the things when you don't have the Bullet Club there anymore.
I'm really surprised they put that in the opening match. I figured maybe we'll put that in the main event.
I guess because of what came in the main event was why they saved it. So,
yeah.
what a father figure, and watching his children in the stands. Yes, yes, he was a model father. He can be. He can be at times. Um, Mox, uh, well, there is technically no winner here
No,
because
it's
as
still.
Orange Cassidy is getting ready to hit his big moves, Hangman attacks Moxley,
Mhm.
um, and then Orange Cassidy pulls Hangman off. Hangman and Orange fight. Jay White hits the Blade Runner on Orange Cassidy, and then the Death Riders attack all three of them.
Yeah.
Thoughts, feelings, emotions?
Well, not surprised with the Death Riders, to tell you the truth. You
Yeah,
know.
I get what you mean about it being the opening match. It was an interesting choice, but I also think it fit the style of the show and where we were going with the show.
Yeah.
So because it didn't take away from that main event and
No.
the ending of the show. Um, after a commercial, we get a promo video for Bandito's return. Um,
Make it look like
Good.
you're watching a western.
I think it's good. I mean, we all
It
know
is
he's not.
good. It is good.
We all know he's not a west. Like he's not in the westerns, but um, it's cheesy, but it's good.
Yeah.
It
He was
cheesy.
returned from a wrist injury.
Yeah, it was cheesy, but it was good.
It was.
Um, we then get a backstage promo from Moxley where he announces, "Hi, ABJ." No, he
Hey,
didn't
Anthony, how you
announce
doing, my
that.
friend?
Hopefully, Bandito doesn't get hurt because he is a great addition to the roster,
Yeah.
and he deserves to be on the roster. Um, but Moxley announces a fatal four-way match between himself, Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White at World's End for the AEW World Championship. What are your thoughts on that, Stephen?
I got mixed feelings on that, to tell you the truth, with that fatal four way. But
Yep.
I won't. Something's going to be big going to happen as far as Death Riders wise.
Yeah.
It's going to be if they put that in the main event.
Yeah. I think that it's good having the fatal four way, but it's also bad because you could have stretched out the competitors. You could have easily stretched out Hangman. You could have stretched out Jay White. You could have
Mhm.
stretched out Orange Cassidy again. You could have, and clearly with Christian wanting to be champion, and it won't be until at least 2025 that Christian becomes champion, in my eyes.
It could
I
be a
don't.
failed cash. Could be a failed cash in. You never know.
I don't think they'll cash. If they cash in, if he cashes in, I don't think he's going to fail because people want it. People want the excitement of it all. Uh, Good evening, Steve. C. Henry. Sorry, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And he's your father. How dare you, Stephen? See, um, it was a good show tonight. C.
It
Henry, you're not
was.
wrong.
It
Like
was.
it wasn't bad, and it wasn't, but it wasn't super fantastic either. It was one of those shows that was a good watch in the moment.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend going back and watching it all and sitting through the whole show again, unless that's your cup of tea. But
Yeah.
I thought it was a good show overall. Like the
Yeah.
flow was there. It didn't really feel like there was too many lackluster moments in regards to it.
No.
Um, Once we've come back from the commercial, or we come to the ringside, sorry, we get Christian with a microphone who's basically confirming that he's still got the contract to cash in, and that he'll cash in possibly at World's End. So, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if they're going to cash it in at World's End. To tell you the truth, Christian wise, I think he's going to save it till 2025.
I can see what C. Henry says here. I think the World's End is shaping up to be a good pay per
Yeah,
view. I think it could be. I think they definitely have to pay off some of the Death Rider story here,
yeah.
leading into 2025. We have to pay off some of the story.
Hmm.
So um, we go to our second match of the night, which is the first of the Gold League matches in the Continental Classic. Will Ospreay versus Claudio Castagnoli.
Match
Um,
of the night.
by far, match of the night. By
Match of the
far,
night.
the absolute match of the night.
That's the first time they ever. That's the first time they ever wrestled too.
Yes, first time they've ever wrestled. At one stage, Claudio swings Ospreay into the steel steps, tries to break his arm through the step, um, tries to crush him with the steel steps. Like, it was good. It wasn't your standard Ospreay match,
Yeah.
but it was still good. Could this have been on pay per view? Very easily. But I
Yep.
think if you're going to have a pay per view version of this match, it would be a hell of a lot different to what we got on Dynamite.
Yeah.
I think you would have got a lot more action. You would have seen a lot more of a flurry between the two.
Yeah.
So that's what my thoughts. Um, I was surprised how this match ended. I was definitely surprised. I agreed with you in our chat.
Yeah. The
I
roll up.
thought
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get a draw, but Ospreay gets the win with a roll up. Obviously, Claudio attacks Ospreay from behind after the match, and then Darby comes out to make the save and chase off Claudio, but then stares down Ospreay because he's got Ospreay next week in the
Yeah. DC.
Continental Classic.
Yep. Holiday Bash.
Yep, at the Holiday Bash. That is going to be an interesting match. Who they let take the win in that one? I think they're going to give it to Darby. But if you're smart, you put Ospreay roads above everyone else,
Yeah.
and
I thought. Yeah.
you aim for Ospreay Fletcher as a finale sort of thing.
Well, I could think of two options. One's a draw, or I wouldn't rule out the Death Riders.
Possibly with what we saw tonight. Yeah, there's quite a possibility. Alex thinks it's going to be Ospreay. C. Henry, what do you think? Let me know, or let us
I
know.
would like to see Ospreay win too. Don't get me wrong.
I think Ospreay is one of those people, though, that he has that ability that he can lose, and it's not going to affect his standing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to have his standing affected just because he loses the match.
Well, here's my take on that. If Darby wins this match, beats Ospreay, I think it's going to be Darby's going to win this classic. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
but
either that or he gets to face
Fletcher.
Fletcher, and then Fletcher absolutely fucking destroys him.
Yeah, if Ospreay wins, I think it's going to be an Ospreay Fletcher final.
Yeah. I mean, we've got Fletcher already at the top of the Blue League anyway, so
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be that. Ospreay has already done a few jobs. Will needs some wins now, according to C. Henry. Ospreay is going to dodge the coffin drop as Darby is sitting up in pain. Ospreay hits the hidden blade and wins. Could see it. I think that could work. I think maybe you're right here, Stephen. We do get interference with the Death Riders,
yeah.
or we go to a draw again. We get a draw, our second draw of the Continental Classic.
Either that, if one of them wins that match, one of them's going. That's the winner. That's the one going to face Fletcher in the final.
Yeah, because Fletcher's already miles above everyone in the Blue League, so he's already 9 points. So
yeah,
he if he wins his next match, he's out and out won the bloody Blue League, and then we'll go to World's End. So
Fletcher's on another level right now.
Osprey will win. See what I did? Will win. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We then get back to backstage with Ricochet. I didn't really pay attention. All I know is he looked at his business, the MVP business card.
Yeah. He's kind of arrogant a little bit with this promo.
Yeah. We then go to Matt Cardona backstage, who was there to challenge Brian Keith for a match on Rampage, which we end up finding out later on down the line the answer to that. So
I think that their final battle's Friday night too.
Final battle is coming up. I think it's
Is it this Friday or next Friday?
I think it's next Friday. Pretty sure it is next Friday. Give me 2 seconds. RH Final Battle 2024. December 20th. Yeah.
Yeah,
So next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. C. Henry says he can see Ricochet joining the Hurt Business or Hurt Syndicate because we don't want to get sued.
Well, I got another dark horse for you and might join the Hurt Syndicate, which we haven't seen very much on TV, which is Scorpio Sky.
Possibly. I think he would be a perfect fit, honestly. I think Scorpio would be a great fit for the Hurt Syndicate. It would give him something to do with the company again after he's been gone for so long. So, we also have Joe soon to come back as well. Because Joe's finished filming, he wouldn't be too far off on coming back. So,
Keith Lee's still up in the air too.
Sorry?
Keith Lee's still up in the air too.
Keith Lee's going to be up in the air for quite a long time. He hasn't been medically cleared and probably won't be medically cleared for a hell of a long time. So, we next come to our favorite segment of the week, which is Guess the Color on the hex code. Guess the color on the hex code. Which color is he going to be this week?
He looks like the Simpsons.
Yeah. Because Joe, MVP, and Bobby were together in TNA. There you go. But yes, it was Guess the Hex Code and the color of Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, the winner to face MJF. The crowd didn't connect to this. The crowd didn't. They connected, but they didn't. Like, Kyle O'Reilly's a great wrestler. Adam Cole's a great wrestler, but this story's not gelling because of the fact of how long it's played out, and it's not like it. And because of the convolution of everything that's gone on in the story. So, yeah.
But the crowd was not into that match at all. Before the match started, they seen MGF coming out of the car before their match.
Yeah.
So they're like, please, MGF, hurry up and get here in this match.
They were waiting for him.
Clearly,
he ends up coming out.
They're not into it at all.
He tries to attack Adam Cole, but Adam Cole ends up winning the match with a roll-up. So it's going to be Cole versus MJF at World's End, which we all knew was coming. I think that this story could have worked if it had been resolved and played out. If the injuries hadn't come into play, it would be okay. The injuries are what have screwed this up. The injuries are what have screwed everything up in regards to this angle, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And because you created a convoluted mess with the whole Devil storyline. So
now, when O'Reilly didn't shake Cole's hand, now it could be up in the air with him, probably with a heel turn, possibly.
Quite possibly, but I don't think so because he's over with the conglomeration, unless he joins MJF. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to see that.
And
I
what if
think
Roderick and the Undisputed Kingdom might join MJF?
maybe I don't think they're going to join MJF. I think what's going to happen possibly is we're going to get Roderick, Kyle, and the Undisputed Kingdom teaming up and just abandoning Adam Cole
Yeah,
and costing Adam Cole like his friendship and just and basically MJF being the guy that is like you did this to hurt me. Look at what's happened to you, sort of thing.
yeah.
You've lost all your friends because of it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. We then have the FTR backstage again, and they call the Death Riders out for Collision to come and face them. A null and void segment, really.
Well, they're hyping up their Asheville, North Carolina, like all that for the fight for the fallen.
Yeah,
So
I get it. I get that they need to do that for the fact of what it like how AEW came to the party and in relief help there. So
and what that city's going through too.
Yeah, like AEW did really well in coming to the aid of the country. Like they did that with Adam Copeland helped out. They even did it for the bushfires over here in Australia back in late 2020 when we had bushfires, stuff like that. They started doing it then. So C. Henry thinks FTR could join the Death Riders. What are your thoughts?
I don't see that. I can see Jack Perry though, the FDR.
I think that you might be right there. You might be right there. I think you could have Jack Perry and FTR set a new standard sort of thing.
Yeah.
Be like the elite left me and the company's turned to shit. Why aren't we? And your boy fucked off back to the other company.
Yeah.
So, Alex says he thinks that FTR are going to say fuck the Riders. Quite possibly, but in not so strong terms, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We then had Jericho with his New York Minute, where Keith accepts the challenge for Rampage. Are we going to All In?
Oh, I would love to go, man. I really would, but money's really tight.
At this point in time, no, I am not. I would love to be there. However, there are things that are stopping me, so I will not be. I will not be able
this
to.
guy over here, well, not where my hand's going. It's going to Australia, Grand Slam.
Yeah. Where's All In? It's in Texas. So
Global Life Field, Arlington, Texas, in a pro baseball stadium where the Texas Rangers play.
yeah. Over in over country Raz. Yes, I will be going to the Australian Grand Slam. I won't be going to at this point in time, I won't be going to All In though. I will be. You probably will be able to see me on camera at Grand Slam, but once again, I will find out more when the tickets get rearranged because they haven't rearranged the tickets yet for the new venue. So
yeah, I would love to go to All In. I mean, the VIP tickets are like $18,000 a ticket.
$1,800, yeah, it's ridiculous. Which $1,800 for you, but $3,000 for me.
Oh, $3,000 for you, but 18,000. I'm trying to say.
No,
oh, it's 18.
They're only 1,800.
Oh, my bad. Well,
so it wasn't 18,000. 18,000 was if anything is 18,000, that's WWE.
True. Especially
they're the ones
that front row, $50,000. Jeez,
they're the ones that have absolutely ridiculous pricing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big. Like, I get they need to have big pricing. I get it, Trust me. I know that they need to make money, but you got to think about the people, because there are people paying 50 grand for a ticket who've just mortgaged their house for the third time to get that ticket.
Yeah.
So that's painful. Painful in my eyes.
Well, what's crazy about it is, Raz, people will buy it.
Yeah.
What's
You're not
crazy
wrong.
about it?
You're not wrong. We then move on from Jericho to Darby Allin having a sit-down interview with Tony Schiavone, where he decides to punch himself in the face for some weird reason. Basically hyping up that he needs to win the Continental Classic so that he can get on the fast track to Jon Moxley, which last check, I don't think that that's what the belt is for.
No.
I thought the belt was for the Continental Championship, but anyway.
Yeah.
We then go to Ricochet versus Brody King for the C2. Once again, a Gold League match. Don't know if you noticed, crowd turned on Ricochet at a couple of points towards the end of this match.
Yeah, because he's being arrogant as of late for the past couple of weeks, even on social media.
Yeah. The crowd turned on Ricochet towards the end of the match.
Yep.
In my opinion, why do I think ticket sales were low and had to move venues? Okay, so are we talking about here in Australia, or are we talking about? I'm guessing we're talking.
I think he's talking about Australia, Raz.
Okay. This simply comes down to Australian fans are fickle as fuck. Generally, location doesn't help. The choice of Brisbane was probably not the right choice, especially in summer, because Brisbane gets very fucking hot. And in February, it's going to be a very, very hot day. You're expecting tops of around 38 to 40 degrees Celsius, which is...
well, we're past 90 degrees.
Which is... so if we're saying 38, it's 100 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're saying 40, it's 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's going to be hot. And the sun won't start going down for a while. So it'll still be hot. That you'll still have the heat. And then you've got the pyro. Then you've got the everybody jammed in one area. It would be hot in an outside stadium.
Yeah.
So number one is they chose Brisbane of all places. It was like WWE choosing Perth for Elimination Chamber. WWE says they chose, like, they got money from the government to go to Perth. But it was not sold out. There was only about 25 to 30,000 people there.
There's a lot of tickets left too.
When that arena holds over 50,000, or that stadium holds over 50,000 people, I think that stadium holds. Actually, give me 2 seconds.
I think Brisbane holds at least 50,000, isn't it?
Yeah. Brisbane it holds 52. The one that they were going to.
And they had like not even about 10,000 ticket sales.
Yeah. So at the Optus Stadium that WWE went to, they hold 61,266. But if you take into account extra like on field, you'd probably hold close to around 70,000, if not more, on field. Yeah. With the arena or the stadium they chose in Brisbane, that holds 52,000 just in the seats alone. And then you've got your on field. So that's probably about another 5,000. So that's about 57,000 roughly. Pre-sale, Pre-sale went very quickly. Like the pre-sales went very quickly. I couldn't get the tickets I wanted. I wanted better tickets than I got, and I couldn't get them. So, and I was on that website from the fucking first minute. So I almost didn't get the tickets anywhere near where I wanted. So
which one is that?
I wanted the front two rows.
Yeah.
One of the front two rows.
I couldn't get them.
Yeah. They sold out instantly. They were gone. So venue choice was a big mistake. Weather is definitely a factor. Your state choice was wrong because Brisbane it's a good state. It's a good state. Like Queensland's a good state, but people don't want to travel from. They don't. If you booked it in Melbourne or Sydney, either of those two states, I guarantee it wouldn't have changed venues.
So how many seats does it hold for that new venue?
The new venue holds around 15,000. Around 15,000.
And you had at least 10,000 ticket sales sold. So they're...
Yeah. So there was... It's the state, the venue, the weather. And here in Australia, as I said, what generally happens, and you'll find this even happen with WWE, is that the tickets will go on sale, but prices are fucking ridiculous compared to what other countries pay. And ever since COVID happened, people aren't in as such of a rush to buy a ticket, especially with cost of living, cost of travel, and all that sort of stuff. So you've got, because I'll tell you right now, for me and my oldest to go to Queensland, we either have to catch a plane or we have to drive. If we catch a plane, that's going to be at least $500. If we drive, it's probably about $600-700 roughly. There's the hotel, which for the two of us, I've found one for about $650-700. So
for how many nights?
That's for 2 nights. Sorry, no, 3 nights. Sorry, 3 nights. Which is not bad.
No,
it's not bad, but still, it's a big cost when you think about it. So you've got your hotel cost, you've got your travel cost, you've got your ticket cost as well. The ticket I ended up buying was $750 just by itself, just for the ticket. Doesn't include any taxes on top of it.
So are you flying or driving?
Haven't decided yet. So
if you want to save money, I would drive.
I need to kind of drive because I don't want to, because in the seat that I've got, I am getting a chair, one of the souvenir chairs.
Oh, okay.
So, well, actually, I'm getting 2 of them. But if I fly, I have to figure out how the fuck I'm getting a chair home or 2 chairs home. So
I don't think they're going to ship it to you.
Yeah. Yes, I am going with someone. I'm going with my oldest boy. He's going to be there with me. He came to London with me for All In, and he's coming to Grand Slam with me. So
he had a blast, didn't he?
He sure did. So I think if they'd announced Sydney or Melbourne for the shows, or this show, you would have had a hell of a lot more people turning out. Also, it's been a common complaint in the US, local advertisements. The advertisement is not there. Like,
is that why
from what I know, there's no flyers, there's no posters. Yes, there's Facebook marketing, there's TV commercials on.
How about radio?
and there's radio interviews and there's been TV segments with some of the stars and stuff like that, but it's not to the level that it should be. Like, you should have posters up, you should have billboards, you should have marketing around the place to showcase, hey, this event is happening. Let's fucking get as many people there as possible. Let's make this the biggest thing.
There hasn't been any announcements here in America as of late, far as AEW goes. A party on TV, that's pretty much it. They don't
Exactly.
They don't do it on radio or nothing.
Yeah.
Or commercials. Don't very much commercials either.
Look, I even said this to ABJ last year when he was in London with me. It was very rare to see a poster for All In London.
Yeah.
When we were there last year. When Kaylin and I went this year, posters were in tube stations all across London. There was a lot of posters. The promotional side of things was a lot bigger this year. Was the turnout less? Yes, but that's your repeat attendance sort of problem.
Yeah.
Because you wear out. It's that wearing out your welcome sort of thing, which I think is why they decided we're not going back to Wembley next year in 2025. We'll do Texas and then come back in 2026. Crazy. But they are doing Forbidden Door in London. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So, but that's probably going to be at the O2 Arena. So
yeah, I think that's going to sell out quickly.
I wouldn't be surprised. London is pretty good, and with London being situated where it is, you can get all the Europeans coming across for it.
Mm-hmm.
Germany, Paris, Netherlands, Sweden, all that sort of stuff. All the Europeans come across for it. All the countrymen, the Scots, the Irish, they'll all come to London for that sort of an event.
Because they don't come to Newham very much.
Yeah. When we were there, we met a couple of people from Europe. We met one guy who was from Germany, and it's just like, for them, it's easy. Jump on a 2-hour plane ride across to London, bam, you're done.
Yeah, done.
And I mean, for me, it's a 24-hour fucking plane ride. So
yeah, you'll be like, "Where's the bed?"
You're not wrong. I think.
By the way, they're going StarCast and All In too. By the way,
I did see that. See that. That's going to be hopefully good. Hopefully they'll build that up as well. Saw on YouTube that Buddy Matthews over there to promote the show on a news channel. Yes, Buddy Matthews he was on Channel 10, and he was also here for actually a local wrestling company called Melbourne City Wrestling. They had their final event of the year for 2024 this past Saturday, and he was actually on that show. Mm-hmm. So the venue that Melbourne City Wrestling were coming out of, or that they were, the show that they did was their biggest show to date, pulled 1,200 people. Normally they're at a venue where they pull about 500 people. So they've upped it. They upped it to a venue that was 1,200 people, and he was here for that. And biggest show for them to date. They did really well. I've seen reviews on it, and it looks like it was a really good show. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend. So,
yeah.
But otherwise, I would have tried to I would have tried to have a chat with Buddy and brought some information and that I could have across. So, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Getting back to our show, though.
Yeah, we're on Ricochet and Brody King.
Ricochet and Brody King. Obviously, Ricochet. The crowd's turning on him. Mm-hmm. He ends up winning after 2 spirit gun shots, one to the back of the head, one to the front of the head. I didn't like that. I thought Brody King should win.
I agree.
I thought Brody King should be the winner, not Ricochet, but I also understand why they chose Ricochet to build momentum for him. So
true.
We then went to Private Party backstage with their tag titles, having a private party. Leo Rush and Andretti interrupt and say that they want a shot at the titles. Top Flight confront them, saying that they don't deserve a shot. And then Private Party end up making a match for Collision. Was it Collision?
Yeah, that's for Collision. Yep.
Collision, where it's Action Andretti and Leo Rush versus Top Flight, and the winner gets a shot at the tag titles at, I believe, World's End.
Man, what the hell is those jackets what Leo Rush and Action Andretti are wearing? GB Christmas.
It's like the boy in the bubble sort of situation.
Look like a porcupine.
Boy in a bubble with a porcupine suit at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, good grief.
Yeah. We then go to Anna Jay and Mercedes Moné backstage. Another throwaway segment, but Anna Jay gets her shot at the TBS title next week on Holiday Bash, which, please do me a favor, put the belt on Anna Jay.
Well, I was hoping, please put the belt on Anna Jay, but I won't be surprised.
I know that it's probably not going to happen, but just do it. Give us a swerve. Give us a swerve and put the belt on Anna Jay. Fucking throw some excitement in there. Be like, holy shit! People didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Like, and then go for change. Like, give your women's division something to do. Build your women's division to do something. Like, give us the unexpected. That's what AEW was really good at, was giving the unexpected. Get back to that. Give us the fact of Anna Jay winning. Give us bloody Ty Mello coming back and attacking Anna Jay, or Queen Amanada getting a title match, or Willow getting a title match,
or get Serena Deeb a chance. You know, I think Raz froze again. Nope. There he goes, playing the violin. Not a big fan of Serena Deeb.
Look, I don't mind Serena Deeb. I think she's a great wrestler. I think she also suffers from the vacuum of charisma.
Yeah.
Much like a certain ROH World Champion at the moment.
She's doing a Dean Malenko type gimmick.
Yeah. Like, you go back to this past week on Collision, she was wearing a shirt that says "Nobody Cares," and with an arrow pointing at her, and that was an inside joke to when she came out to confront Britt Baker, because Britt Baker said "Nobody cares."
Yeah,
like, give us. I mean, great. Give us Serena Deeb versus Anna Jay for the title, and give it to Serena Deeb for a week, but then Anna Jay wins it back again. Make it exciting. Make us want to watch. Go, why? This is why I watch the wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I should be watching. Like, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's gonna get the title, or who's gonna get a show up. Don't get me wrong. The surprise element becomes a boring and mundane after a while. But give us that element of
surprise,
excitement, and anything can happen. Like, give us that. Like, this is my gripe with the Death Rider situation. He wants to destroy AEW, but he works for AEW.
Yeah.
And he's the AEW champion, and he gets interviewed and has backstage segments and all that, but he's not getting the shit kicked out of him, or he's not fighting, or like they're not fighting constantly. Like, it's not like there's so much upheaval in the backstage area, and he can come out of the backstage area where everybody's been, but nobody's seen them. Like, give us that excitement. Like, the fact that the first Dynamite, where he puts Kenny Omega through a glass table, that sort of thing. We want the excitement back. That's what it comes down to.
I'm just wondering, Raz, when is the Hayter Nightingale match?
World's End.
Is that World's End?
I believe so. Yeah. I believe it's at World's End, and then whoever wins that goes on to the women's tournament at Wrestle Dynasty.
You might see Julia Hart at World's End, probably.
Probably. We then get on to our main event of the night, Mariah May versus Mina Shirakawa. I'm sorry, but they kind of gave it away right as they gave Mariah May a new entrance.
Yeah, I agree.
They gave her that new entrance. They gave her the pose where she's like this, and
like this.
Yeah, that the minute they gave her the new entrance, it gave away that.
Gave away the match.
It gave away the match.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa was in the crowd.
Why is she doing signs? What in the hell is she doing that?
It reminds me of the old the sign guy in WCW.
Lodi.
Yeah, reminds me of him, but once again lacking in the connection with the crowd.
Yeah.
Like Lodi connected with the crowd because he was dirty. He was one of Raven's fucking crew, sort of thing, and like he looked like he fit that crowd. She looks like a wrestler in the crowd,
and she's clean.
Yeah, yeah. Mariah wins after hitting the Storm Zero, and we get the end of the show with what I've called this for the past few weeks.
You called it.
I called this as soon as Toni Storm or Timeless Toni Storm announced her retirement. I called it. I said, what's going to happen is we are going to get the old Toni Storm back, the Renegade, the Rocker Toni Storm. She's going to come back, and she's going to be the one to challenge Mariah May.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
does it be for World's End?
No. World's End is going to be Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa?
Yeah. World's End is Thunder Rosa, and Toni Storm is going to challenge her for Wrestle Grand Slam or Wrestle Dynasty.
It's going to be a good match, Mariah and Thunder Rosa.
Maybe, if you're lucky. But yes, I called it. I said that Toni Storm would be back with her Renegade rocker gimmick, and I think it's definitely time for that. The crowd fucking loved it. The crowd was hyped.
Thunder Rosa got signed by WTF.
Yeah. There was clearly no attack, but it was a great way to end the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah. It gave us that little bit of excitement. So
yeah.
I mean, Kalen lost his shit.
Did he? With Thunder Rosa or with Tony?
Kalen lost his shit when she came back. Yeah. He was screaming, "It's Toni Storm." But I think it's going to be.
I like to see kids to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm keen to see where they go. I think that this week was a good episode. Definitely a solid episode of Dynamite. It wasn't your worst. That was reserved for the All Out show. That was absolutely fucking horrendous. But this one, was it pre or post? Pre, yeah. Remember?
Yeah.
The All Out done.
Not next week, but the week after is going to be taped.
I believe so, because of the Christmas holidays. Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to take Collision too somewhere too.
Yeah. And they're also going to Japan early next year. So.
Yeah. Went to get my caffeine ready.
Yeah. That's been pretty much it for Dynamite. I think it was a good show. Overall, I'd probably, if I was rating this out of 5, I'd say a 3.5.
I agree. 3.5 too, yeah.
3.5 to 3.7 3.7 when you take it to when you include the Tony Storm return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to come back, but you called it, buddy.
Yeah. Other than that, that's it for Dynamite. We have upcoming on Friday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. No, Central time. Sorry, 9:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. The 5-year review with the first episode of AEW Collision. Once again, another CM Punk episode for us. So, but it's going to be the first ever episode of Collision. We're going
What
to
was the
do
one for next week?
Collision.
Another Collision episode next. I'm going to talk about the week after. I mean,
we haven't decided on. Or had we?
I don't think we haven't. No, I think Alex said something.
He said we're going to do Collision. He said Collision.
He said the first Collision.
Yep, that's this coming week.
Oh,
that's Friday night.
Watched. Yeah.
Yep. So that's Friday night, 9:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and if I'm correct, it's 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
It's 7:30 Pacific time.
Okay, I was close. Yep. 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.
10:30 Eastern time.
Okay. If you're in Australia, it's 2:30 p.m. If you're in the UK, it's 3:30 in the morning. So
UK would be sleeping.
Possibly, more than likely. But to be honest, trying to watch Collision or AEW live in the UK is painful because it comes on at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, wrestling's on pretty late in the UK, isn't it?
Yep. Do you guys miss Punk in AEW? Yes and no.
That's probably another episode at another time.
Yes and no. No, because he seems happy where he is now.
Yeah.
Yes, because it was the point where he came back to wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And he was by far their biggest star.
Yeah.
That's my honest thoughts on it. I think that things need to be sorted out, and Tony Khan will get there eventually. So,
yeah.
Thank you, C. Henry. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get out of here. Join us on Friday night for the Collision 5-year or the 5-year review. Collision first ever episode. We will do somewhat. We did something different on the most recent episode. We might chuck something different out on this episode as well.
Okay.
Other than that, you got anything, Stephen?
No, sir. It's been a good episode of Dynamite tonight. You know.
Yep.
No complaints here.
I'm interested to see where we go from here. Let's build. Let 2025 be the year that AEW steps it back up again.
So what's the only match next week? The Holiday Bash. So far, they just announced Ospreay and Darby.
I believe so.
That's the only match they announced for next week.
I believe so. There's I don't know if they've announced anything else. Give me 2 seconds. Bash 2024.
Wonder what the matches for Collision for the Continental Classic they're going to do for Collision.
Okay. We don't have any. Hold on. Holiday Bash. We got the Continental Classic with Darby versus. Darby versus Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have anything else announced right now for that show. Yeah, nothing else announced for Holiday Bash yet. So
They probably announced more on Rampage, probably.
100%. Yeah, they will. Yeah.
In Collision.
But, well, I've been Raz. This has been Stephen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And Stephen?
Bye, guys.